Hello, and welcome to the next course where we discuss about how to install WordPress. So there are two broad categories on how you can install WordPress. The one is using the automated tools provided by a hosting provider. For example, in case you're using cPanel, you either have Installatron or Softaculous, which provides a WordPress installer like this here in web applications. Alternatively, you'll have to install WordPress manually, where you have to download the WordPress package from their website and then configure things manually. So in this course, we are going to discuss about both these ways of installing WordPress. Let's start with the automatic installation. Here I'm taking an example of cPanel here. So whatever installer your hosting provider provides, it should be pretty similar. So when you come to Installatron, you have an applications browser here. So you choose WordPress here, and once you choose WordPress, you get an option to install this application. Just click on install. Once you click on install, then it asks you for certain details. For example, this is one of the domains which I have on this particular hosting site. So now you can choose a directory. So now I can just probably choose some directory here. I call it dry run. And you can choose the version of WordPress. So it's always recommended to use the latest version of WordPress because it contains a lot of bug fixes and also security fixes. You accept the agreement, and this is one important section here where you choose whether or not to include automatic updates or not. So one of the options you can choose is like you can automatically update to minor versions of WordPress because the functionality doesn't change too much. But when you choose update to any version, then you have a problem because certain themes they do not support they do not have been tested on the latest version of WordPress. So you might have some display issues or functionality issues and so on. So usually you just upgrade to the minor versions automatically, and you do not update to any major version automatically. Same goes with plugins. It's better to keep not updating the plugins automatically because automatic plugins might break again. So the same goes with themes. Themes you don't automatically update because again each theme might have a certain WordPress version as base as supported, and maybe the new version requires specific software requirements. So it's always better to be on the safer side and choose to update manually. And you have an update here option here to perform an automatic update that you can give it. So now here's where you actually choose the administrator name. So now I'll just give test user. So I've just given a test password. So this is where I set the administrator's email address. So here you can give your personal email address. This is where you receive all the site related instructions and all that. So this is what I've given here, test123 $. So you can give a website a name. So I'll just give test website here, just another WordPress site. I'll not enable two-factor authentication, and I limit failed attempts. Multi-site we'll discuss in future, and that's pretty much it. So the advanced settings you ask Installatron to manage by itself. So now once all the settings are done, just make sure you don't forget your username and password because that's what will be needed in the next step. So test user and test123 $. Go ahead and install. So the installation by on itself is pretty fast, and this is the directory where your actual website is now going to get installed. So you can see here like how quick it is. So that's pretty much it. So the WordPress installation is now done. You have the live link here and you have the administrator link here. So now I just click to log in to the administrator account here. So now it's done. The automatic installation of WordPress is now completed. So now what we'll do is we'll also see how to install WordPress manually. So for manual installation, what you need to do is you need to go to wordpress.org, and then you have to click here on download WordPress, and you just get a zip file here which I've already downloaded and kept. Once the zip file is ready, what you need to do is you'll have to just open the zip file and extract it. So the extraction looks something like this. You have these many files by default. You have the admin, content, includes, and rest of all of them are files. The next step, what you do is you just FTP all your contents to your live site. For example, here I've just FTP'd it to hashtag group, which is going to be the website, whatever I'm going to use for the demo. So once I've uploaded, I just have to go to that particular website, and the WordPress's automatic installer comes into place. So now you can see it's asking for the language. Language I've given English. So now when you're actually setting up WordPress manually, you need to keep these details in hand: the database name, username, password, and host. So usually these things you can set up your own database at your hosting provider. So for me, I've set up my database at my hosting provider. So I'm giving those details here. And that's it. You start running the installation here. So here I'll just give test title, and I'll have to configure a WordPress username and a password. So we have test user, test $, test $, and then I'll just give my email address again, just like however we gave it for Installatron, and that's pretty much it. So now your WordPress installation is now done. So here I'm logging into the admin panel here. So that's it. So this was the manual installation of WordPress. So both are almost exactly the same. So probably the Installatron or your automatic installers might have some default plugins installed, while the base installation of WordPress might not have that. But that's pretty much it. So WordPress installation is as simple as it can get.